Ladies and gentlemen, due to high request and democratic decisions, my chat has bamboozled me into doing an SCP deep dive. I've been really enjoying the SCP shiz. It's one of my favorite collections of lore on the internet, and today we are doing the highly requested SCP-55 Anti-Memes, The Horror of Forgetting by Tale Foundry. This was one of the most highly requested ones, up there with Cain and Abel and the Gate Guardian and some other random creepos. But today, apparently, I'm gonna lose my shit. At least that's what everyone keeps telling me. I'm excited to see what this is all about. I've been hearing about anti-memes in my comments a lot, having no idea what it is, but as a being that will consume all lore, Boogie consumes cancer treatments. Okay, that didn't sound good, but let's jump into it, baby.
SCP, the organization that secures,
child porn,
contains, and protects things.
Okay, listen. You can have your interpretation, I can have mine, okay? My interpretation of SCP stands for standardized child porn. It's fucked up. I hate it, but that's just what it is.
It's too dangerous for humanity to know about. Anomalies, breaches in the function of an otherwise ordered universe that would upend any sane person's understanding of reality.
Hey. It would not upend. Okay, I'm not a sane person, so. Alright, I'm not the best judge of character here.
If not end their life outright. It's a huge responsibility.
Oh my god, someone just opened my stream and the first thing they heard was child porn. I'm so sorry! Boss casually farming another Twitter clip, what can I say? They promote me for free, it's a good day.
Perhaps one of the most important and dangerous in the world. And it's Paul Kim's first day on the job.
No, Paul Kim! I love how they always make some of these stories like from the perspectives of the scientist instead of just like the objective autocracy of the fucking government versus these impossible horrors. Like, it's just one average guy, and sometimes those stories just feel the crazy. But anyway, we'll see.
He's in the cafeteria now, attempting to enjoy his lunch.
Yeah, I agree. Cafeterias in general, it's not easy to enjoy your lunch in a cafeteria because the food is generally scheisse.
But something isn't right. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees a man approaching. He can tell at a glance that it's not just another member of the staff.
Oh god.
This man stands out against the cafeteria crowd.
Okay.
A towering stranger in a gray suit, no sight badge or identification whatsoever. He introduces himself to Kim as Alistair Gray.
What? Someone just normal summoned Alistair and shook the world.
Ask him questions about himself. The more he asks, the stranger the whole situation starts to feel.
You see, I agree, because if someone was asking me questions about myself, I would also feel like it's weird, because simply put, I don't think that anyone gives a shit about me enough to actually ask me. It's like, by the fact that someone's asking you questions about yourself, it means they care about you. And like, I've been around long enough to know that that is fiction.
Something is definitely wrong here.
Agreed, Drew.
Unable to place the feeling.
Human emotional contact? Bro, this is why I don't leave the fucking house.
He tries to get the attention of some other colleagues nearby. Can't.
What?
Something is preventing him.
Huh?
A kind of staticky force field?
Hey, it's me, Alistair, everyone's favorite radio demon. It's me. Hello, everybody. You're never fully dressed without a smile. I was just gonna ask you some questions. How are you doing today? No, it's starting to feel a little real.
They can't seem to hear or see him at all.
Oh no, a social interaction?
When he tries to call one of them, their phone rings, but they don't notice.
Damn, that's actually getting a little scary. It sounds like there's radio interference.
It's almost as if he no longer exists.
Oh god, whoa! Okay, dude, this is really this came out of the gate running. Oh my god. Brother, this is taking ghosting to another level.
All the while, Gray continues his little interview, asking Kim questions and making observations that seem to be getting more and more intimate, leading...
I am noticing the length of your penis is shrinking as we are continuing to talk. Are you perhaps aroused?
...to stranger and stranger answers. Do you remember your father? Asks Gray.
What the fuck?
And no, actually.
What?
He doesn't.
Oh my god! Literally just like me! Although, maybe it's for different reasons, who knows?
He was raised by a single mother, wasn't he?
You spoke 4 languages,
says Gray.
Oh my god, just like me! Bro, this is getting a little... I also speak 4 languages. Holy shit, am I just this guy?
One now.
You're never fully dressed without a smile! Put on a smile! Put on your hat! Get ready for an exciting adventure! Let me ask you some personal questions! No, is it not? No, Alistair really fucking cooking right now.
And soon, 0. The man smiles at Kim. Something is happening. Something that Kim cannot feel or see.
Uh-oh.
It's as if his memories are somehow vanishing.
Oh, God.
But how can he know what he doesn't remember?
That is fucking scary. An SCP that erases your memories until you're left with, like, as a husk. Fucking Gilderoy Lockhart's you. You see, the thing is, even if you don't know anything and you're a complete dipshit, all you need to do is smile like you mean it.
To him, these changes just seem like the way things have always been. He's not losing languages. He's only ever known one.
Wow. SCP-55. Alzheimer. They just misspelled it. They wrote Alistair, but it's really Alzheimer. That's the real one.
He hasn't forgotten his father. He never knew his father.
Oh my God, that is so much scarier. It's not erasing his memories, it's erasing his history. Oh, glob, that's a power. Oh, frick. Okay, dude, I was just fucking, okay, oh, holy shit.
To begin with, the one truly tangible thing in all of this, the one thing he can see, is Alistair Gray. He can't stop seeing Gray. He can see the man through the cafeteria furniture as if it were transparent, can see him through the walls and floors as he scrambles into the elevator and flees to the basement.
Oh, God.
Can see him through his own eyelids when he closes his eyes.
Oh my God, it becomes every bit of your memory. It becomes every bit of your life. You don't remember everything, anything. You don't see anything except for Alistair. That is really spooky. Bro. Holy shit. That's something to think about. He just turns everything into himself. He is everything.
It's like...
Let's begin. I'm gonna make you wish that I stayed gone. Tune on in when I'm done.
Gray exists on a separate layer of reality, above everything else. Being so new to this job, Kim doesn't know much, but he does know that he's dealing with an anomaly.
Oh, God.
This has to be an SCP.
Yeah.
But what
I guess so. Turning all of your reality into just itself, just pure, that's fucking horrifying. God.
kind of SCP is it? What is he supposed to do? And then, in the middle of all of this, in the middle of his panic, he sees his own reflection in the polished elevator doors.
Oh God, please don't look like that guy, please.
And realizes that he
is Alistair.
Doesn't even recognize his own face.
Okay, that's even worse. God, this is fucking scary. Wait a second. Holy shit.
And suddenly, he knows the answer. There's only one thing this man can be.
Alistair.
An anti-meme.
The fuck is an anti-meme? The losing of yourself? It's so weird that it's called an anti-meme, right? Holy shit. This is a wild one. It doesn't need to be like galaxy destroying. It's just scary. You see, this meme is not funny. See, you know how I would define an anti-meme? This is how I would define an anti-meme, okay? This is an anti-meme. If this would say, I consent, I also consent. See, that would be an anti-meme. Removing the humor from the meme. That's an anti-meme. If all three of them consent. And they're like, okay, and that's what I expected going in here. It's just like, things that are supposed to be funny, but just making it completely unironic. And then it's like, oh God, murder. I thought it was murdering humor of some sort. I didn't think it was replacing your reality with it. God, I love Tail Foundry videos.
One of the best things in life is learning, which is probably why you're here to begin with. Unfortunately, not everyone learns the same. Public school is not quite a one-size-fits-all option, and a lot of the artists and creative types among us end up missing out on a lot of precious education as a result. Fortunately, there is a shockingly easy, fun, and highly personalized way to get an education right from home.
Okay.
Learn all your fundamentals.
Oh my God, this is a fucking ad. This is an ad. I was like, okay, it's teaching me. I was getting ready for the fucking twist, and it's just an ad. I was so locked in to the anti-meme. I was so locked in, bro.
Sciences, computer programming, and more with our sponsor, Brilliant.
All right.
Visit brilliant.org/tailfoundry to get 30 days for free.
I was like waiting for the twist. I was like, okay, you learn more, and you study and you can see things. I'm like, all right, and everything is gonna get erased from your memory, right? And then it's just a fucking head.
And 20% off a year subscription.
Okay.
Seriously, this is the most fun you'll hold you community. Little piece of a book called There Is No Anti-Memetics Division by the SCP community member, Quantum.
That is such a good title. There is no anti-memetics division. The first rule of Fight Club, there is no Fight Club.
It is a wild little book full of some really strange ideas, even by SCP standards.
God, I love strange ideas.
SCP is, of course, not a real organization. It's a community of creatives building a fictional...
Oh, get out. SCP is a real organization. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Yeah, right. An SCP is not a real organization. There totally isn't a shadow government controlling everything and keeping the anomalies at bay. Yeah, totally. Totally. There's totally not something like that. I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I believe in conspiracy facts, ladies and gentlemen. You!
...world together on the internet. A world of anomalies.
Woo!
So, of course, there's going to be a lot of bizarre stuff involved.
No! Not the paper dragon. I'm gonna cry all...
Kind of the whole deal. But I love this book because it deals with one of the strangest concepts in SCP lore by far, anti-memetics.
Okay.
Big word, but it makes a lot of sense when you break
All
it
right.
down.
I'm ready.
Anti-memetics, a branch of study which deals with the opposite of memes,
What the fuck?
anti-memes. Now, you might already be going, oh, memes, I know those.
I know those. They're the funny things on my phone. Hey, guys, you want to see a funny meme? You want to see a funny meme, guys? Look, funny meme. You're going to love this. This is such a good meme. This is such a good meme. This is going to be worth it. It's going to be worth the entire weight of me finding this meme. All right, so this over here is Joe Biden playing Donkey Kong. Oh! Oh, God! Oh, no! Yeah, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is what, you know, honestly, now that I think about it, looking at the American government, there's no possible way you're gonna tell me that Skibbity Biden over there is not a fucking plant. Okay, that dude, that guy's a plant. That guy is 100% a plant. You're gonna tell me that the SCP Foundation didn't replace Biden with a fucking anti-meme? Alzheimer's over here, SCP Alzheimer?
Funny internet pictures, and yes, those count, but that's not the full story. The word meme, in the original sense, was coined by the evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins as the cultural equivalent to a gene.
Memes are cultural genes. That is so fucking smart. Oh my god, that is actually so smart. Just like genes evolve over time, so do memes. It's a cultural gene. That's so interesting. I never thought of it like that.
Describes a small unit of cultural information that can spread, mutate, and self-replicate, shaped by the selective pressures of the environment surrounding them. Memes make up ideas the way genes make up genomes. In this context, memes can range from something like the concept of an alphabet to the idea of murderous clowns.
Ooh.
In real life, memetics describes the study of these tiny ideas and the ways that they spread. In SCP lore, the memetics division deals with ideas that are unnaturally virulent, contagious thoughts, ideas that can hijack your brain.
Oh, fuck. You know, because sometimes people think in memes. It's like, I'll give you a simple example of meme. I'll give you an example. A simple example. There was an ant infestation in the bathroom, and when I was asked to get rid of it, I simply said, "Don't worry, brother! Give me the heavy flamer! I will purge those heretics!" Now, that was my response, not because I have a good sense of humor, but because I have something called brain rot, okay? That is the fucking... That's what I'm saying, okay? All right? So it looks like a hell of a lot of heresy in the bathroom. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is memes hijack your brain. It hijacks the way you think. So I guess an anti-meme would also hijack the way you think, but instead of evolving your brain, it ruins it. It destabilizes it. It actually is brain rot. Anti-memes are brain rot.
That sort of thing. And then there are, of course, anti-memes. And yes, you might already be going, oh, anti-memes.
Oh.
Unfunny internet pictures.
No!
And again, not the whole story. In the SCP universe, an anti-meme is the exact opposite of a meme. It's an idea that
destroys ideas instead of propagates it.
Cannot spread. In fact,
does your family watch your channel? Do they get the jokes? Okay, so I'll be honest with you. I finished streaming the other day, and a certain someone was like, "Who are the heretics?" just heard me through the walls yelling like a fucking idiot. They were like, what? Who are the heretics? I was like, oh! So I told her, oh, the heretics? So let me explain. There are two groups of people. There are two groups. Okay. There's us. All right, we love us. And then there's them. They are all heretics. And they are everyone that's not us. And then she was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, sure.
That cannot spread. In fact, in a lot of cases, it can't even be retained. It essentially self-censors. And this isn't the same as regular old memory loss.
It's the opposite. Right? Memory loss is something existed and you forgot. This is the actual stifling of your mind.
Or even science fiction memory erasure like the neuralizer from Men in Black.
So much scarier.
This has the unique distinction of being knowledge that is difficult to hold on to or retain by its very nature.
It's not like there's some sort of external scientific or metaphysical reason as to why you forget. The information itself is the toxic. That's fucking cool. It's like how Boogie was lying about having cancer and it turns out he was the cancer all along. Here, it's not like there is some sort of magic phrase that'll make you forget shit, but the knowledge itself is the brain rot. It is poison by its very nature. God, that's such an interesting concept. Like this is like classic Lovecraft shit, right? Like this is classic King in Yellow ABCs.
It's not just memories or information either. This can also apply to the act of observing the thing. With anti-memes, you can look down at your notes and find that they're written in hieroglyphics no one can understand. Photographs fail to develop, digital data is corrupted. This is information that refuses to be recorded in any sense. Thankfully, these don't really exist in real life, but in the
Or do they? Or do they? Because if anyone would actually see it, it would cease to exist in their mind. So for all you know, they are real. There's no way to prove that they aren't. Heretic! And my computer froze.
world of SCP, anti-memetics is the science by which they are understood, or at least as far as they ever can be. There is no...
It's the science of trying to understand something that cannot be understood. It is trying to see something that can't be seen or that erases its own existence. It's so wild. That's a really interesting concept. It's so much scarier than, you know, just big fucking thing that can't die.
Anti-memetics division is full of amazing examples of this. The main character of the story, the director of the anti-memetics division herself, Dr. Marion Wheeler, has a pet and...
Marion Wheeler? Related to the critically acclaimed duelist Joey Wheeler? Oh my god.
Anti-memetic monster, SCP-4987.
Oh, that's nice.
Don't look it up. It is, of course, not there.
Oh shit, that's crazy. You're never gonna find it because it doesn't exist. It only exists in anti-memes, which means it doesn't exist. There are no anti-memes, and there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England.
She somehow managed to tame it by occasionally feeding it trivial but tasty memories.
Oh, that's nice.
This turns out to be
Feeding it memories, damn.
pretty useful because she can also sick it on the memories of others, allowing her to get away with things like, say, stealing a man's firearm right in front of him and then
Oh my god, and he'll forget that he ever had it.
immediately erasing his memory of the theft. And that's just
Bro!
one of the anti-memes in the story. There are creatures that evolved anti-memetic camouflage because they die from being perceived. There are corpses left
That is such an interesting idea! Perceiving something kills it. So in evolution, it evolved to become an anti-meme.
over from anti-memes so unnoticeable that even the flies can't find them. There's a monster that can only get you if you somehow first manage to realize that it exists.
God damn, that is so scary. Schrodinger's meme up in this ad.
There's Alistair Gray. Which brings me to another point. Did you notice how hard it was for Kim to realize what was happening to him in that snippet of the story?
Yeah.
Part of the horror of
Yeah.
anti-memes is that your whole concept of reality is based on what you can remember. So, effectively,
True. Everything. Your language, your thoughts, your friends, who you are. Who you are is based on the memories and experience that shaped you. But it's not that they're just erased, but the trauma stays. They're erased from your conscious mind. They're erased from your mind, both subconscious and conscious. The trauma would disappear like it never happened, right? It's not like that he forgot who his father was. It's that didn't ever have a father. That's what this anti-meme does. It destabilizes your entire reality. Holy shit.
as those memories are tampered with, your reality changes in real time.
Because it's not just that you forget, but the trauma stays. if you're a piece of shit because of something traumatic that happened to you in the past, and you bump into this anti-meme that erases that trauma from you, you will be a different person because of it. That is such a fucking brilliant concept.
And there's no meaningful way for you to notice. It just is. And when you do realize that it's happened, or is happening to you, imagine the sense of violation, the discovery that every part of your reality has been excised or doctored inside your own head. Terrifying
Bro.
stuff. The horror of anti-memes, when you boil it down, is the horror of forgetting, which is, of course, extremely relatable.
Everyone I know has a family member that had Alzheimer's. My grandfather had Alzheimer's. He, like, by the end of his life, he didn't know anything, didn't know anyone, like, didn't recognize, like, his own children. Like, it's heartbreaking, like, to see what happened to this man, you know? It's horrifying. So it's such a relatable concept. And the idea that it's not just old age, but it's some sort of outside force that could do this shit to you. It's such a horrifying idea.
Forgetting is one of the most tragic inevitabilities of life. In fact, part of what makes
Look at Ice King. We love Ice King.
anti-memes so dangerous is that humans have so many strange interactions with forgotten or missing thoughts, which act to amplify or disguise their effects. Have you ever remembered a story your friend told you, only to later realize it was actually something you read in an article or watched on TV?
True, that does happen. Like, oh yeah, I remember when someone told me that. No, did you tell me this? No, I actually saw it. I saw it in a Penguin Zero made a video about flying hippos. It wasn't, right? You know what I'm saying?
Or even worse, have you ever realized an event you thought you remembered from your childhood actually happened to a sibling or maybe?
Yeah, Boogie2988. He makes believe he, okay, I'm not gonna get into that. I have a game theory that Boogie2988 makes believe he got abused and it's all a lie. All those things that he said. And it was really just things that happened to his siblings. That's my game theory. I could be wrong. Yeah, this happens when you remember something so vividly and it just didn't happen to you.
Maybe even happened in a dream or a TV show. The information about the memory source was lost, so your brain simply replaced it with its best guess.
That's your brain. Oh God, you see, brains are all controlled by the shadow government. It's all a psyop, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Here, let me show you my favorite anti-meme of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite anti-meme. This is an anti-meme. This right here. This piece of shit fucking crown that ruined my boy.
People with Alzheimer's and other types of brain damage are known to experience confabulation, the invention of memories that they don't realize they've invented at all.
It's so awful. It's so awful. Oh my God. And it's like, when my grandfather started getting Alzheimer's and he saw me, he thought I was that died in the holiday. He'd say, oh, hey. He'd call me his brother. And I'd say, no, I'm your grandson. He'd be like, no, you're my brother. And I was like, no, I'm your grandson. He would say, no, you're my brother. I'm like, no, I'm not. Your brother died. He would start crying. And this would happen every time I would see him. And it was like, oh God. It's horrifying. So yeah, I definitely relate to an idea of a really scary SCP like that.
These fake memories seem like real experiences. The human memory is incredible, fallible to say the least. Researchers have managed to reliably implant false memories in subjects by using leading questions.
Oh, that's good.
Eyewitness accounts are...
That's like Homelander in The Boys comic! Okay, spoiler for The Boys comic. This is not going to happen in the show, don't worry. So in The Boys comic, as you know, I'm consuming all lore. So in The Boys comic, Homelander had a memory, or not exactly a memory, but saw pictures and proof that he actually did all these terrible things. He ate a living baby while it was alive. Well, it wouldn't be a Nux stream without cannibalism, but he ate a baby, okay? And that made him go crazy. He's like, holy shit, I am crazy. And he started this whole rebellion of superheroes saying, we're the better people, and I'm an evil guy anyway that I'm doing this shit, so might as well take over the world. Then he takes over everyone. He's in the White House. He just murdered the president. And then Black Noir takes his mask off and he's a Homelander clone. And he's like, you never did those things in the past. It was me all along. All the people that you killed, the president that you just murdered, because you were a crazy person. You were never crazy. It was me. History's worst plot twist of all time. Thank fuck the show is not going in that direction. But you get the idea. I was like, what? No, that's not how implanting memories works.
Are notoriously unreliable, despite being the foundation of most justice systems. And there's evidence that the more times you humans recall something, the more corrupted that memory becomes. Of course,
shit, that's a scary idea.
As a robot, my memory works differently.
Yeah,
but
right,
I have
robot,
my
get
fair
out
share
of
of
here.
missing or corrupted
Get
memories
outta here.
myself. I don't remember anything before waking up in the foundry some years back. Maybe that's why I, and so many humans apparently, find this concept of anti-memes so compelling.
And horrifying. The anti-memes concept is fucking sick. I'm so happy you recommended it.
I think it speaks to our shared anxieties of knowing our entire concept of the world is based solely on our perceptions, and that those perceptions can't be trusted.
Yeah, it is scary. It's like the whole, you know, the what color is the dress meme? This one, right? This was like a famous thing on the internet a while back. This dress, what color is this? What colors are this dress? And you're gonna look at it and you're gonna either say it's gold and white, or you're gonna say it's blue and black. And you are going, and you'd think that, what the frick? How could you possibly think it's between two of these? You see, like this person, blue and black or white and gold? This is the question. When I look at this dress, I see white and gold, but it's not. This dress is actually blue and black, like dark blue and black. But I see it as white and gold. But because the way the shadows are situated, my brain will fill in the blanks and translate the colors as white and gold, even though in actuality, this is dark blue and black. This is what this dress looks like, which is insane, because to me, this one looks white and gold and this one looks blue and black, but this is the same dress. But to those of you guys that are gonna see this as blue and black, you're just gonna think I'm completely insane. But this is a real thing, and your brain is gonna see something, and it's literally just going to, it'll fill in blanks for you, and it'll say, oh shit, they're the reason why. It translates reality to you to basically prove that you don't actually, I call BS. You could call BS, but this is a real thing. It's a real thing. Chat's arguing if it's white and gold or blue and black. But that, it makes no sense. It does make sense. It's because your brain always tries to make things make sense to you. Your perception of reality is not objectively true. Your perception of reality is what your brain translates reality to you. And that's a scary concept. And that's what anti-memes are really trying to do, to prove that your reality is just your perception of it.
You can imagine, all of this would make an anti-meme quite a terrifying thing to experience firsthand, which brings me back to our story. It's Paul Kim's first day at the SCP Foundation.
All right.
And he's panicking.
Yeah, makes sense.
For now, he's managed to get away from Alistair Gray. In a hopeless final bid to get a little distance, he'd thrown his phone.
He killed himself! The end! Wow, that was...
At Gray's head, and despite the fact
Wait,
that Gray
what?
can seem to walk right through most other things, the phone actually struck him square in the head and staggered him long enough for Kim to hole up in an abandoned basement lab.
How? What?
And now, here he is, with no idea what to do next. Fortunately, there's an SCP entry on Gray.
You see, it's all a metaphor. When you toss away TikTok, all of a sudden reality the brain rot leave. You see, the moral of the story is the phone represents TikTok, and this represents brain rot. So the best way to get rid of your brain rot is to just throw away your TikTok. It's as simple as that.
Know what to do next. Fortunately, there's an SCP entry on Gray. A strange, haphazard series of notes accessible only to this anti-meme's victims. In their final few minutes or hours of life, hundreds of other staff members have...
What do you mean final few minutes or hours of life? It's inevitable that this Alistair guy kills you? Oh my god!
...shared their experiences with this entity, the attempts they've made to escape or neutralize it. The page describes what Gray is doing as digesting their memories, something comparable to Alzheimer's disease and fast forward.
Oh god.
In their last moments, people have tried poisoning him with indigestible memories, overfeeding him with too many memories, drugging him with amnestics, showing him the internet, even
showing him the internet? This fucking memory monster is chasing you. You just open TikTok and you just scroll through some brain rot content and show him the vegan teacher. Show him the vegan teacher. Cook him. Bro, this is the meme that you gotta show him. This is what you gotta show him. It's as easy as this. You just simply show him this. Anyway, it keeps going for like fucking years. The point that I'm trying to make is Mr. Anti-Meme over here, he doesn't stand a chance against this level of brain rot. You gotta hit him with peak brain rot, just fucking annihilate him. The reason why I didn't want to end that video is because there's actual porn at the end of it.
Attacking him
and it's on YouTube somehow!
Physical objects, which unfailingly pass right through him. Nothing seems to have worked. It's only Kim's first day. How is he supposed to deal with a full-blown anti-memetic entity completely on his own? He isn't trained for this. Unless he is? Although Kim
What?
can't remember right now, the truth is that anti-memes don't always replace the knowledge they remove. Rather, they tend to smooth over the irregularities in a way that most people wouldn't notice.
Oh, shit, that's wild. So instead of the brain coming up with excuses for reality, okay, I'm getting it. Instead of the brain coming up with excuses for reality, like I mentioned with the dress, with the white and gold, that your brain replaces reality with a translation for you, the anti-memes are more dangerous because sometimes it'll take a chunk out, and instead of the brain fighting to replace it, it just kind of smooths it out, merges it together. It makes your brain smooth.
Anti-memetics researchers, though, are trained to notice it. They know they can't think about what they're working with, not directly, so they learn to think around it until they can make out the shape of the hole in their own cognition.
That is so fucking crazy. Actual mental training that they have to go through in order to work in this field. Oh my god.
Earlier in the book, while trying to describe one of the weakest anti-memes they've encountered, Marion Wheeler says, "We can only record what it isn't. We know it isn't safe or Euclid."
Since you could never actually describe it, or it would always just erase itself from your memory, you describe what it's not, and therefore, by painting around it, you know what it is. It's like saying, it is not 7 feet tall, it is not 6 feet tall, it is in between. Maybe. No, that would be what it is. It's more than 6'6", it's less than 6'4". And then you paint the picture that it's actually 6'5". And that's the idea. You have to record what it isn't with as many details as possible. And by knowing all the things that it isn't, you can deduce what it might be.
We know it isn't round, or square, or green, or silver. We know it isn't stupid. And we know it isn't alone. The only thing they do know about that anti-meme is that it's weak. And they know that because it's the only anti-meme that has paper records.
That is such a fucking scary idea. Oh my god. If there is any information about an anti-meme, it means it's a weak anti-meme. If it was a strong anti-meme, there would be no record of it because there would be no memory of it ever existing.
Everything else they know about it has come from their skill at thinking around it. The other skill anti-memetics personnel have to possess is an unshakable trust in their own competence, their own past judgment. There's a point in the story where Wheeler goes on a mission and notices that, afterward, her team is half the size it should be.
Bro!
But instead of trying to figure out why and coming up with some kind of rationalization for it, she simply trusts that she would have prepared correctly and deduces that the empty slots actually belong to team members who were erased by whatever anti-memetic entity they were after.
That is such a fucking crazy ideology and mind people need to have. Fuck, that's crazy. She comes back with a team of 2, and she knows that she is competent, and the correct amount of team members that she should have had for this mission was 5. So even though she only remembers having 2 people, but she knows that she is competent and the correct number is 5, therefore 3 people must be erased from existence. That is crazy!
And she's right. And right now, in this abandoned basement lab, with a hungry anti-meme bearing down on his mind, these are the skills that will save Paul Kim's life.
Yo, Paul survives!
As he scrolls desperately through the list of failed attempts to defeat Aleister Gray, he realizes something. The SCP entry states that physical objects phase right through him, but Kim was able to hit him in the head with his smartphone. What was the difference? Why did the phone work when nothing else did?
All right, I like my TikTok brain rot idea. I'm gonna stand with that.
Because he realizes the phone is full of information.
No! Oh, come on, dude! The phone's not full of any... Oh, come on, bro.
Won't consume information in a way that will harm him. He won't overgorge on information and blow up. But what if you physically force the information on him, sparing only the time it takes to write what he's about to try into the SCP entry?
They actually info dump it? Like, bro, they fucking turned Aleister into the anime girl at the end of a fucking hentai. Just sitting there, overflowing and shit. Come on, bro. They hit him with brain rot? It's like they just turned on Master Oogway's YouTube Shorts page and just started scrolling and fucking annihilated him?
Kim rigs together a weapon from hard drives and network cables around the lab. And when Aleister Gray enters, One swing is all it takes to end the nightmare.
Oh my god, he figured it out. Holy shit. God, this is wild. They just killed a he-goat, that fucker.
Afterward, as Dr. Wheeler debriefs Kim, she confirms what he suspected. It is indeed not his first day. In fact, he's a senior agent who's been working in the anti-memetics division for years. He guesses through his conversation with—
This is the worst job on the planet! This is the worst job of all time! You have no life, your life gets erased! Bro, the premise that this is his first day is all wrong! Oh my god, this is like Disney saying that there was no Star Wars before the Acolyte.
Wheeler that putting his life back together with no memory of it is a skill he's honed over years. Something he's had to do—
His life constantly gets shredded and erased and mutilated, and he fucking puts it back together in his mind. Oh my god.
Over and over again. And yes, Dr. Wheeler confirms, that's true, but it's less a matter of training than you might think. In anti-memetics, she says, you're as good on your first day as you'll ever be.
Bro, because when you deal with an anti-meme, it just erases everything anyway. You never improve. You never learn from your experience. You never learn from your failures. These people exist to be nothing. Of course you're as good on your first day as you'll ever be. They erase your experience from history, from your mind.
The idea of being unable to trust your own mind is horrifying, almost uniquely so. Your perceptions form your experience, and your memories of those experiences form the basis of your identity. Undermining your faith in that is the same as undermining who you are, and that's terrifying.
Bruh.
But there's a surprising amount of potential here for other emotions too. The intrigue of realizing that there's knowledge so deep that it may never be able to see the light of day. The triumph of—
It'll never be able to by definition. It's so convoluted and complex that by definition it'll never see the— But it's also so scary because, like, if someone gets wiped out by an anti-meme,
of somehow solving a mystery you can't even think about. The tragedy of losing those close to you without ever realizing you knew them. Even the beauty in that glimmer of possibility that maybe you're a part of something magical and you just can't remember. Who's to say your life is mundane when you're—
like Boogie's medical records. Maybe they existed and they were just erased from time. Good point, chat. Good point.
Perceptions are so fallible. Who's to say you aren't one of the world's leading experts on anti-memes?
Yeah, true. Bro, someone in chat's gonna be like, holy shit, my life sucks and useless and I'm incompetent. Maybe I'm a leading expert in anti-meme. Someone in chat is just like, oh my god, I wasted my whole life. Maybe I'm just a pro at this. Oh, no. Oh my god, it's me. Oh.
There is no anti-memetics division explores
D&D False Hydra. I don't know what that means, but I'm planning on doing D&D lore.
all of these concepts with such, what was I saying?
Ah!
Something about SCP.
Nice, that's a good way to end the video, not remembering it all.
I hate forgetting stuff. Sometimes it feels like, after all the reading and research I do for these videos, my mental bandwidth just shrinks to nothing. I think the best way I've found to keep my mind sharp has hands down just been learning about stuff.
And that's why you should go to his sponsor, Brilliant.
Stuff outside my usual wheelhouse. Maths, sciences.
All right, I'm not falling for that shit twice. I ain't falling for that twice, Robot Man! Nice try! Yeah, but anyway, Tail Foundry makes good shit, and anti-memes is one of the SCPs that I never actually looked into. Maybe I'll look into anti-memes at some point. I don't know. Some people keep telling me that anti-memes is a really good SCP. I don't actually have any opinion on it because I've never heard of it before. 10,000 likes, and I will do a 100% blind reaction of anti-memes in the future. I've never covered it before, so I feel like it'll be an interesting one next time. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll do it next time. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Not sure what I yapped about for the last 40 minutes, but anti-memes next time. Bye! Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.